Hello there. It's lovely to see you again. Are you ready to walk through the magical forest? Lovely. Let's go. Where the mightiest waterfall feeds the mightiest river. And the mightiest river winds itself through the forest and out to sea. Where orcas and dolphins dance in the water. And dragons swoop and dive through the sky. Where enormous castles hang in the clouds. And a magical cottage is nestled in the trees. Where the light fades and stories are told, here in the magical forest. It's Bruce! I'm sure you remember, but Bruce is the hedgehog who wanted to see the forest from his friend Emily's perspective. Unfortunately for Bruce, hedgehogs haven't been known to grow wings, and so, with the help from his friend, Bruce learned to walk tightropes. And with each successful crossing, he would move to an even higher rope. Bruce was very successful, so successful that he couldn't get any higher than he already was. Despite being happy with his success, Bruce had started to feel sad that his favorite hobby had become, perhaps, a little too easy and not as much fun as it once was. But Bruce is a very lucky hedgehogian. He has a very kind and caring friend in Emily. She sat with Bruce for a while, and they talked about all of the things he wanted to try. Emily reminded Bruce that he could do anything he set his mind to. The very next day, Emily found Bruce walking very slowly along a high rope. He still felt sad, and she reminded him that feeling sad is okay. "We all get sad sometimes," she said. Bruce looked at his friend and said, "Thank you. Could you help me again, please?" "Of course," Emily squawked. "Come to my nest. I have a book you can read. I promise it will help." "Okay, I'll be there," Bruce said, feeling slightly uplifted. With that, Emily flew home, and Bruce made his way there as quickly as he possibly could. By the time Bruce arrived, nighttime had descended over the forest, but Emily was there waiting for him. Once he got comfy, Emily gave him a copy of the Animal Adventurers Club magazine, which was full of great activities. Bruce read and read, and once he'd finished, he started reading it again. "That's it! I'm going to join the Animal Adventurers Club," Bruce declared proudly. "Good choice," said Emily. Within a few days, Bruce was invited to an Animal Adventurers Club meeting. This was very exciting. They discussed all of the activities that were available, and Bruce was excited by all of them. But the surprising part is that Bruce was even interested in the water-based activities, because before today, he would never have even considered them. A week later, Bruce attended a weekly meeting at the Animal Adventurers Club Lodge, and it was here the leaders decided which activities were going to take place over the coming weeks. After lots of talk and lots of tea, the leaders had made their decision on behalf of the club's members. The very first activity was going to be rafting, a water-based sport, which they were going to do on the aptly named River Calm. Bruce had never rowed a boat before, and so he had some tuition from Igdabella the otter. She was a magnificently splendid teacher, but Bruce often found himself distracted by the brothers Gibbon. Andy and Oscar Gibbon would jump into and out of Bruce's raft. The reason for this was to encourage Bruce to focus on what he was doing, rather than pay attention to the Gibbon brothers. Wendy, the badger, was very impressed by Bruce's ability to follow instructions, and Igdabella even said that Bruce was a natural with the oars. Next time on the boat, Bruce was joined by Wendy Budger, Oscar Gibbon, and Willow Footbar. In this lesson, Bruce had to work with Oscar to paddle, row, and steer the raft. What Bruce never expected was how much he and Oscar had to coordinate and work together to sail smoothly. Once they achieved this, rafting became even more fun. The final test came in the form of rafting in busy water. This time, Bruce was joined by Kalena and Kaluna, the Smith twins, and they had to navigate their way from one side of the busy river to the other. As soon as they pushed into the water from the land, the strong current turned their raft the wrong way around. Instead of panicking, Bruce remembered that if all three rowed together, they would make it safely to the other side. And do you know what? That is what they did, and they made it. After his adventure on the water, Bruce was reading the latest edition of the Adventurers Club magazine. The next activity he would face was ziplining at the world-renowned Magical Forests Tree Adventure Park. Emily read the article over Bruce's shoulder. She was extremely pleased that she had helped to boost Bruce's spirit, and so too was Bruce. He really appreciated Emily and all her hard work. At the Tree Adventure Park, Bruce realized that he was about to discover the truth about something he'd often wondered about. That was, what was it like to whiz along at speed from underneath the rope? In this adventure park, he was about to find out. Bruce took to this new skill like a hedgehog to tightrope walking. He strapped himself up, safely connected himself to the zip line, and push! He was zippity-zipping freely. Bruce loved this adventure park. He felt so very at home up among the leaves and branches. In fact, Bruce had become so adept at zipping that he was allowed to take on the stunt lines. Although these were much closer to the ground, they were much quicker than the high lines, and Bruce zapoodled like a professional. Next for Bruce were the drop lines. These lines had a safety net beneath them, and Bruce could zipple without a safety harness, and the aim was to hold on for as long as he could. As Bruce zooshed along the line, more and more animals began to watch him, and more even asked for his help to set up their harnesses and safety equipment. They all thought he worked there, and maybe one day he would. "Have you been having a good time with the Animal Adventurers Club, Bruce?" Emily asked, as Bruce read another new issue of the club magazine. "Oh yes, it's amazing so far, and I owe that to you," he smiled. "Don't be silly, Bruce. You don't owe me anything. You're my best friend," Emily said happily before asking, "So what are you doing now?" "Oh, I'm just choosing the next activity, and I hope you'll join me." "Gosh, as long as it isn't scuba diving, I will absolutely join you." "Today's activity, having tea and cake with my best friend," said Bruce as he chomped on his first slice of cake. "Oh, thank you, Bruce. You didn't need to do this for me." "I know," he said, swallowing more cake, "but I wanted to. I love spending time with you." Emily blushed. She was touched by Bruce's friendship, and it meant even more to both of them now than it ever had before. She smiled and merrily tucked into some cake. After such an adventure-filled week, Bruce thought an early night in his warm and cozy burrow would be the perfect way to end it. Still tasting the cake he shared with Emily, Bruce couldn't help but think about all the fun he'd had, all the lessons he'd learned, and above all, how the best part of the entire week was drinking tea and eating cake with Emily. That thought made him very, very happy. With that, he turned off his lights, closed his eyes, and went to sleep. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed our story. We'll see you next time in the Magical Forest. Good night.
Milton is sleeping, Godfrey has worked hard, Ruby has been busy, and Mona played cards. Mia has been helping, Hope had a big day, Bruce is all cozy, and Emily led the way. Ava has been running, Hugh watched from afar, Tyler walked through the forest, Daisy went out in the car. Everyone is fast asleep, drifting and dreaming, little eyes closed tight, snuggled and sleeping. Let's whisper goodnight. Good night.
Good night.